It's the Witching Hour on Everyday Shenanigans. Got a lot going on. Want to talk about a lot of things pertaining to the children missing out of California City, California. There have been no suspects. There have been no arrests. No new information pertaining to the children except for what has been uploaded through YouTube of video pertaining to Travell West and his wife Jacqueline West. There are videos showing them entering a van and only having 4 children. Leaving out of the van, coming back a couple of hours later with only themselves. So where were the children? And we are praying that video footage will come forward showing weeks and dates and possibly showing that there have never been a set of not 6 kids, possibly 4. And I have Dericka'S Brown's sister here that's going to talk to us briefly about the case pertaining to Cupcake, Camille McKinney, her take on her sister, her involvement, her opinion of her sister in that case, her innocence or guilt. That is the spoken word. And I also want to bring the conspiracy factor into this live, because I have been watching other channels and there have been other people speaking on what they think has happened to the children. I've got one in the chat. Thank you for joining me. I know it is late. Sorry. Took the queen a while to get it together to get back on. But the conspiracies are floating around pertaining to the parents, the biological parents, and I want to discuss those said situations. I was leery to even go into that belly of the beast. But I think it's time that we start talking about other people being involved, or all people involved in this case of these missing kids. Because where are they? We don't know where they are. We haven't heard anything. We haven't seen anything. And right now we got all kind of stuff running around on YouTube. Right now, YouTube is the news. YouTube is the news. Sadly, it's supposed to be Channel 1, Channel 2, Channel 12 is supposed to be the news. Right now, pertaining to these children, YouTube and Facebook is the news. So use your discretion. Hello, Allison. Thank you for joining me. I've got 4 in the room. 2 thumbs up. Okay. Candace told me to tell you, after I talk to Candace and she gives me her information, you can call me on Instagram and give me your opinion pertaining to this case. I don't have it set up to where I can have you all up on top of on the screen. So I'm going to let you call me on Instagram and let you talk on my other device. Hello, Salanum Lakesome. I think I'm getting that right. So Salanum says hello. Are you watching it on your device?
What is it?
You have to go on YouTube. Yeah, you ain't gonna see you. You can't see you, but you can hear yourself when you start talking.
I'm looking at.
Say something. You hear yourself.
Hello?
Did you hear yourself?
No. It didn't show up on my phone. Maybe I gotta go to notifications. Oh, here it goes.
No, you go to the video itself. You see I'm live.
Oh, okay. I see it. I wasn't looking.
Can you hear yourself while you talking? Like we live. Can you hear yourself? You got to say something.
I'm saying something, but I can't hear.
You can't hear yourself talking on the live.
No. Oh, yeah. I hear it now.
Okay.
It just slowed.
Okay. You got to remember the playback on the YouTube versus what you see is different. Then you understand it's a time lapse. I got 6. Right. I got 6 in the room. Thanks for joining me. Sorry. Want to make sure she want to hear herself so she knows she's on live. Okay. The hype, the theories, the conspiracies. Who's involved in the case of the children? Do we have a conspiracy between both parents? Because there has been comments in people's channels that some think that both the parents are involved. How you doing, Jay Bird jumping? Haven't caught a live in forever. How you doing? How you doing? So, do we have a situation of the biological mother, Ryan Dean, being involved? Do we have a situation that the biological mother is involved? Because someone said on someone's channel, on their video pertaining to this case of the children missing, they said, how did the biological's family know where to go when the story broke? And that's a good question. Why do we keep hearing all these theories of, not theories, but comments that the mother keeps saying how the children look, that their hair wasn't cut, that their clothes was unkempt, Christmas presents under the tree. So what we have to ask ourselves, is she speaking of before? Like 2 years ago? Last year? When was the last time Ryan Dean saw her children? Did she see her children in the custody of Jacqueline and Travell West? Because now I'm really starting to wonder. Ryan Dean, when did you last see your kids? Were they? Wait a minute.
She had visitations.
Okay, but that's my thing. Where did you last see your kids? Where did you last visit your children? Was it at the West house? Because what we're trying to figure out is where all these comments are coming from pertaining to haircuts. They look malnourished. Christmas presents under the tree. So are we talking about 2 years ago? 18? 2019? 2020? Well, we know it can't be this. I don't even think it could have been this Christmas because on the 21st they did an interview and then they left the house. Or did they let you in? And you looked around and saw one outfit, one bag under the tree 2 weeks ago. Help us understand. I've got Candace on. You're going to give us your legal name or the name you want to use while you're on YouTube. And you're going to tell me what you think of this case. And you're also going to speak on any similarities to the case of Camille McKinney Cupcake, because your sister, Dericka'S Brown, has been formally charged with kidnapping and murder of Camille McKinney alongside Patrick Stallworth. And I want you to speak to the chat and tell us first your opinion of this case, what you think on this case, who you think is involved in this case. Do you think the children are alive? And then I want you to tie it into the case of Cupcake. Go ahead.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Candace Jackson. I'm here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And my take on this is like, for instance, like my sister, I barely knew her because me, myself, I'm adopted. And I haven't seen my sister in a while until like a year ago. Actually, 2 years ago, before I went to job corps in Kentucky. And I hang with both of in Tulsa. Well, that's her real name, is my sister's before she changed her name.
So what did you know your sister by?
Quintessa.
So that's Quintessa Jackson is your sister's legal name?
Yes, she changed her name though.
Why did she change her name?
I really don't know.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Okay, so your sister is Dericka'S Brown, whose government name is Quintessa Jackson. And did you grow up with your sister?
No.
Okay. How many children does your mother have? Or explain how you two are related. Is it by father or is it by mother?
By mother. She has another dad.
Okay, so you and Quintessa do not have the same father.
No.
How many children does your mother have?
4 of us, her, me, and my 2 younger brothers.
So who's the oldest?
She is.
Okay, so Quintessa is the oldest, and how old is she now, or how would she have turned?
To be honest with you, I haven't been keeping track of her birthday, but she probably like 30 or something.
30. Okay, so A total of 4 kids your mother had? Okay, your mother had 4 children. Quintessa, and you all know her by Dericka'S Brown. That's the name she changed her name to. Obviously, I think she changed it because she, had prior criminal record. So naturally, you change your name if you want to try to get a job or go to school, or you know what I'm saying. Okay, so
Right.
your mother had 4 kids, and tell me how you got separated from your mother.
Well, they said that we was abused, and they took us away.
What age were you?
Probably like I was 4 when they took me away.
Okay, you were 4. Okay, and let's see. And how old are you now?
25.
So 25, and you think
I just
Dericka'S?
turned 25.
Okay, and you think Dericka'S about 30. So she was a couple years older than you when you all were taken away. So you didn't know why you were being taken away from your mother?
No, I was too young to understand until like I got older.
Okay, so did you go straight to foster care or did you get adopted immediately?
No, I got straight to foster care. Then I eventually got adopted like a few years ago when I was like 19.
Wow. So from 4 to 19, you were in the state's custody? Golly, that's terrible. And that's the point I had made to a lot of you, is that Black children go through the system and stay in there for a long time, not being in one said house. Some go from house to house, different places. So are you telling me that you went to different homes, Candace?
Yeah, different places. Yes.
Do you know how many homes you lived in?
I also was in facilities and stuff too.
Like juvenile delinquent facilities? Mental facilities?
No. Yeah, something like that, like mental and behavioral.
Okay, so Candace is telling us she's been in also mental behavioral facilities as a child. So from 4 years old to 19, you were in the state's care.
Yes.
Okay, and so you bounced around from home to home. Wow. And what about your other brothers and sisters? They also were in foster care. Did any of them stay with family?
Yes. Right now, both of my brothers are still in foster care.
Okay. How old are they?
Well, one of them is he got emancipated out because he turned 21 last year.
Okay. Wow. 4 kids. That's terrible. To be 4 years old and going into foster care, it has to be scary. Not being able to be around your parents. Hello, everybody. That's a scary thing to go through foster care as a young child, be separated from your parents, your sisters, brothers, unfamiliar with these people whose houses you're going in. Were you ever abused by anybody in the foster care system?
Not really, no.
So nobody ever hit you, beat you, put their hands on you, or sexually assault you or anything like that?
I mean,
if you want to answer.
You know what I'm saying? When I'm bad or something, I got whoopings and stuff.
Okay.
That's normal.
Well, did you notice any other children getting abused in any type of way when you were in foster care and the different foster homes you were in?
No.
Okay. So you are now a legal adult, 25. You just turned 25. When was the last time you talked to Dericka'S Brown, your sister biological name, Candace Jackson?
Okay. Let's see. I have to go back because it's been a minute, a long time.
Was it right after she got? Was it right after she got arrested?
Let me see. I remember when I first heard about it, I didn't get to talk to her until like a couple months after.
After she got charged.
Yeah, it was after that though.
Okay. Do you speak to your mother? Let me throw that in there.
Yes, I do. I speak to her.
Do you have a relationship with your mother?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't live near your mother because you told me you're in Oklahoma right now living?
No, I don't live with her.
Okay. So you know where your mother lives?
Yes.
Okay. So you do have a relationship. Does she have a relationship with your other children?
She had a hard time getting in contact with them.
Because what?
Because of stuff that she be talk about.
What you mean, baby?
Huh?
I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm like, okay, so my mom, she has a mental problem and all that too.
Okay.
So she don't like, she talks about everything, like different topics.
So you saying like her mind floats from one subject to the other?
Yeah.
Okay. So has your mother been diagnosed with any type of illness?
Yes.
Okay. Is she bipolar, schizophrenic, associative disorder?
They say she's schizophrenic.
So she's schizophrenic. So perhaps any type of mental disorder that your mother has, perhaps that could have been also passed down to her children, such as Dericka'S Brown. Was Dericka'S Brown ever diagnosed with a mental disorder?
When I was younger, they said something about it, but me being as a kid, I didn't really understand nothing because I really wasn't focused on that.
Okay. I also want to make sure I got everything out about you, your parents, and growing up so everybody would know that you were in foster care. Your brothers and sisters were taken away from the mother when they were small children. The allegations were abuse, and these children stayed in the foster care system. Did any of the brothers and sisters ever get adopted legally out of foster care? Let me ask that.
I know I did.
So Candace Jackson, correct, was adopted, but none of the other children were adopted.
No.
Were you all in other states living in foster care?
I was moved around a lot. So I know when I found out that I had ended up, when I first moved with my foster mom, the one that I got adopted with, I found that my younger brothers was living in the same
state
proximity as me.
Oh, proximity. Okay. So what state were you taken from when you first went into foster care?
Alabama.
Alabama. So you think all your brothers and sisters stayed in Alabama as in foster care?
Yes. I know. Eventually, I moved. I got taken out of Alabama to go to another facility in Tennessee.
Oh, you came to Tennessee to live. Okay. So you did come to Tennessee at some point. How old were you when you came to Tennessee?
I was about like 13.
Okay, 13. And how long did you stay in Tennessee?
For like 3 years.
3 years. So 18 then. You were 18 when you left out of Tennessee foster care?
No, I went to a facility in Tennessee.
Oh, a facility in Tennessee for 3 years. Okay. Was that the mental facility or was that a foster home? Behavioral facility. So for 3 years.
Both. It's really both.
Okay, so a little bit of both of a facility in Tennessee. And then after you turned 18, what happened? You went back to Alabama?
No, I was 16 when I left.
You were 16 when you left where? Tennessee?
Yes.
And then back to Alabama. I'm trying to understand why they would send you to a facility in Tennessee. I wonder. That's odd.
Because I got kicked out of another facility and they took me out of the state of Alabama.
Okay, so why did you get kicked out? Why did you get kicked out, Candace?
Yeah, I was bad.
You like fighting people, girl?
Yeah.
That's not good. You're not still fighting folks, are you?
No, only when I have to. Only when I'm being raised.
Don't fight nobody because you don't want to end up incarcerated. That's not a place for a young lady to end up in jail. You don't want to end up in jail, baby. Trust me. You see all the stuff we talk about on YouTube and the news. You want to try to build something for your life and have a good life. Okay, so I want to set everything up for everybody so you can get an understanding of Candace's life and Dericka'S life. So you see all these children were in foster care, different homes. As I've stated to you all before, most people do not want school-age children. They want to adopt babies because they can mold a baby. Nobody wants to mold an 8-year-old or 13-year-old. Just saying. Now, there are some people who are nice and they'll say, I'll take in any type of child, whatever. Sorry I had it bent down like that. I just want to make sure it's close to you all can hear Candace talk. But it's the choosing of the person, whether it's foster care or adoptive parent. Okay. The last time you talked to Dericka'S Brown was probably shortly after she got arrested for the murder of Camille McKinney and the kidnapping and murder. What did you say to her and what did she say to you?
Well, my mom told me not to talk to her about it because she wanted me to just have a relationship with her and talk to her. So I didn't ask her nothing about that case because I didn't want to start any drama.
Okay, so you never talked to your sister, and you're now saying it's been a while since you spoke to her. So you talking about at least a year since you spoke to Derica.
No. I spoke to her last year.
Okay.
But it was like in the beginning of last year.
Oh, the beginning of last year.
It's been a minute.
So what did you all? How did her disposition seem? Did she seem happy? Did she seem sad?
She was trying to get me to talk to her attorney to try to get her to get out, but I don't know. It didn't work out.
She wanted you to talk to her attorney about getting her out.
Yeah, she called me one day and she told me to call her attorney, and I did. I foolishly did. And then he answered. He was like, "Did she give you? Did she give?" He was like, "Did your sister give you my number?" I was like, "Yeah." She just told me to tell you that she needs to be moved or whatever or something like that. And then I was like, "Look, I'm just relaying a message. What she told me to tell you. I don't know nothing about this." And then I just hung up.
So what do you think was going on? That she was having problems, and then you think people were bothering her?
Yeah, I mean, I found out that through my mom that somebody, she got to a fight or something like that, and somebody broke her hand.
So she's saying that Derica had talked to her and wanted her to talk to her attorney because she wanted to be moved out of the facility that she was in. I will go on record to say, and this is my first time ever saying this ever in a YouTube video, I did talk to a source last year, around this time, January, February, and this person works with the clerk's office in what's that town that is unincorporated outside of Alabama, outside of Birmingham.
Jefferson?
No, the place where they found the baby.
I can't. Tom's. What's it called? Tom's.
No, I'm talking about what's the name of the city, the town, because I can't think of it right now.
I can't remember either. It's been a minute since I heard anything about it.
Well, anyway, I talked to a source who works for the clerk's office in that little town where the baby was found in the dumpster, and this person told me Derica got jumped in jail. I never told you all that because, I just let it be because, everybody else wants to, well, how you know? But now it's confirmed that what was told to me a year ago is the truth. Derica was jumped in jail, and the sister's now verifying that her hand was broke and she wanted to move. If I'm not mistaken, I believe there's an article that states your sister did get moved out of that jail.
She moved to a different county, Dale County.
Okay, so she's in what, Jefferson County? County? Or is it, what is it?
It's called Shelby County.
Shelby County. Okay, so Derica Brown is in another facility. Okay, from, I guess, people bothering her, altercations, physical altercations, her safety reasons. Okay, so you talked to your sister a year ago. You really didn't talk to her about anything pertaining to the case because your mother didn't want you rocking the boat with her. Did she sound sad to you when she was talking to you?
I mean, she was hiding. I already knew that she was hurting, but she tried to sound like she was like, all right,
okay,
doing good.
Okay.
She was asking to put money on her books and stuff, but like me.
Okay, so she actually put money on the books. Okay, from the conversation, she seemed okay, which she probably wasn't, but
yeah.
With all that you've learned in the case, all the things you've heard about Camille McKinney, all the evidence revealed in court thus far, do you think your sister was involved in the kidnapping and murder of Camille McKinney?
Yes, I do.
So on record, you are saying you do believe your sister was involved in the kidnapping of Cupcake?
Yes. At first, when I first heard about it, I was like kind of sure that like saying that she wasn't involved, maybe they got a misunderstanding, and I was like maybe she was just like there at the wrong place at the wrong time, and as evidence.
What wrong place? What wrong place? Where would she have been?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
What do you think of Patrick Stallworth?
I mean, when I first met him, he was cool.
So you talked and hung with your sister before all this went down. How long was it before you were hanging with her up until she got arrested?
It was a couple of years ago when I hung with them.
So I'm just saying, but were you hanging with her at the time that she got arrested? Were you going to see her and
No,
visiting?
I was in Job Corps a year later.
Okay, so you hadn't seen her a year before she caught the charge for the baby's death. Okay, so Patrick, so that means Patrick Stallworth had been dating Derica for about what?
I know because when I moved from my adopted mother's house to move to Job Corps, I stayed with my mom, my birth mom, for like 2 weeks or something.
Okay.
And I went to Job Corps.
Okay, and you met Patrick. And how did Patrick Stallworth appear to you as far as his demeanor, the way he talked, the way he represented himself?
Well, at first I thought he was weird. I just had this weird vibe about him.
Well, explain it.
Much it was.
Explain what you mean when you say weird.
He seemed off. Like something about him seemed off, but I couldn't put my finger on it. It just like I had got this bad feeling. I had said this before in another live on SP channel.
Okay.
That when I had spoke with her, I told her the same thing.
Okay. So was he mannerable? Was he loud? Was he shy? Was he mild-mannered? Was he?
No, he wasn't shy. He was talking to us. He was cool.
So he responded,
but
he wasn't nasty mouth or foul mouth or anything like that, was he? Okay. So
no.
This is Candace speaking of Patrick Stallworth, the person who's been indicted on charges for kidnapping and murder of Camille McKinney alongside her sister, Dericka'S Brown, government name Candace Jackson. Okay, so you haven't talked to your sister in a long time, about a year or so. She seemed okay, but she got moved to another facility. You do believe your sister committed this crime against this baby. Do you even think of why she would go along with this?
I don't know. I've been trying to figure this out since this happened. Like I don't understand why. Like why her? Why the baby? I don't understand it.
So what do you think about the abuse allegations against her and the kids? Allegedly, she stole her children from what was it? Your aunt's house?
I don't know, but I remember hearing about it on the news about my sister doing that.
Okay, so for those in the chat that don't know, Derica, before this incident with Cupcake, the year before, she was accused of kidnapping her children from a relative's house who had custody of her children. That person had custody of her children because Derica was accused of abusing her children. There was an allegation that she had put one of the children in the washing machine. I do not know if this is true or not. You're saying you haven't heard of nothing about her putting the children or one of the children in the washing machine. Have you heard that? So say it on the camera so they can hear it. Yes, you did hear that rumor.
Yes, I do. I heard that she had done that, but I don't know if that's true or not.
So that was the allegation. Child abuse. Children got taken from her. A relative had the children. I can't remember if they said it was an aunt who had the children. So the children were placed there. Derica knew where they were, and one day she shows up. They say the aunt or relative said she brandished a gun and stole her children out of this relative's house, which would be deemed a foster home. And she took off with the children in her vehicle. She was speeding at a high rate into the city limits and wrecked her car. I believe she hit a deputy's car, and that's when she was apprehended alongside the children being seized from her custody inside this car during a high-speed chase from kidnapping her children from a relative's house. Okay. Woo, that's a lot, ain't it? That's a lot. Do those children have the same father, those kids? You don't know?
To be honest, I really don't know, but I think I talked to the baby daddy before she had me call him one time.
Okay. So did she seem normal to you that short time you were hanging around her? I mean, what was her conversation like? Yeah. Did she talk like a deep, normal?
She was normal. We always hung out in the cars. We always went to the park. I mean, she drove me around. I mean, like, I was like, we went to the movie.
But you never saw her beat or abuse her children.
I haven't been with her most of all my life.
But I'm saying that short time you were around her, was her kids with you, or did she have a custody of her children?
She didn't have her kids.
Okay, so she didn't have her kids at the time Candace was hanging around her. So you would never know if she ever talked subversive to her children or physically assaulted her kids. And we don't know that Patrick Stallworth has any children. I had not heard that he had any kids. It's a very interesting story. Okay, so you have gone on record on this channel to tell the world that you do believe your sister, Dericka'S Brown, Candace Jackson, committed the crime of kidnapping and murder of Camille McKinney.
I do believe that now.
Okay, you do believe it now. What do you think of this case in California and in relation to what you've learned about Cupcake and your sister and Patrick Stallworth? Just tell us what you think about this case of the boys out in California.
Because it's crazy because they're adopted too as well, those two boys.
Right.
And I'm adopted as well.
Right.
So, but the similarity to this case, well, the case is that like the kids went missing.
Right.
But
That's what missing.
I feel like that and how everybody like what's going on, like people know something but they're not saying anything.
Who do you think knows something about the missing boys in California?
I was just talking about this at work today. I really had my eye on the mom.
The mother? Which mother?
Both.
So what are you saying, Candace? You think both mothers are involved in the disappearance of those two boys?
But for what I like, I'm not going to assume anything, but I want to state my opinion about that case. I think it's kind of.
Well, that's what I'm asking you, your opinion.
I know. I'm just kind of. I don't want to say nothing the wrong way.
Well, there is no. Let me tell you something. This is free thinking, free speech. Okay. We don't know what happened to them babies. The only person know what happened to them babies are the people who got rid of them. Them the only people that know. So I'm just asking you what you think. Who's involved?
I mean, for first the doctor, mom, and the mother, I think them two are involved, and also other people too are involved, because how would they was able to just do that without any like evidence?
Well, I think there's probably some evidence. We just don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know yet, though.
The FBI haven't, and the police haven't told us anything. So, do you think the children are alive?
No, I do not.
And why is that?
Because I just have this bad feeling. But to be missing that long, like that.
2 weeks.
I don't think so.
Okay, so you can relate to these children because you have been in foster care, adopted late in life at 19. So you know what it's like to live in a house with strangers.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was not the best feeling living with different people. And not being able to be with your mother.
I learned to deal with it, but it wasn't easy.
Of course. Did you miss your mother while you was in foster care?
I did. And I still talk to her from time to time when we're not fussing at each other.
Okay. So do you even have any animosity towards your own mother for being in foster care?
No, not really.
Not really?
I mean, yeah, we might fuss and, but I don't, like, hate her or nothing like that. I love my mama.
Okay, so at first, did you have any animosity towards your mother when you were in foster care? Okay.
No.
Does Dericka'S have any animosity towards your mother? Yes, she's saying yes. Okay. And how do you know?
Argue.
How do you know that Dericka'S has animosity towards your mother?
Because, like, my mom would tell me that she was always arguing with my sister. And I remember one time my sister came to the house when I was there with my mom at the time before I was at job corps. They two had an argument.
About what?
It was something about a car.
Does your mother's not married, remarried, or anything like that?
No.
And no other children shouldn't have no more other children outside you four that were placed in foster care. Do you think your mother has any regrets for allegedly abusing you all? Because that is the allegation that the state had for you all to be removed out of her care. Does your mother have any remorse for not raising you all and mistreating you all?
I really don't know. She still blames everybody for everything.
Who does she blame?
The system.
The system. Yes, we have heard that a lot. It's always CPS fault, ain't it?
Yeah.
But do you blame CPS for being in CPS custody? No, you don't. Go ahead and say it so they can hear you say it.
No, I do not blame well, I call them DHR. That's what it's called.
Because in our state, we call them DHS. Every state calls it something different. Here's DHS.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know, because that's the problem we're having pertaining to this case and other cases of missing children, foster care, adoption. Many of you think everything is CPS fault. They lie, they make up stuff. But then when I look at it, that's the same thing some of you say about the government. It's the government's fault. The government did it. It's always somebody else's fault, but never any responsibility on the people who brought the children here. And as I've stated, nobody asked to come here. We don't choose our parents.
Right.
We don't choose to go into foster care. We don't choose to have an outside guardian step in to raise us. And that's what some of you don't seem to understand. CPS don't really have a damn thing to do with what the hell is going on in your house. And even if somebody called, I'm sorry.
Until they hear something that you done.
Right.
The parent done.
Right. Until they hear, that's it. Until they hear something. And it doesn't mean that it's the truth. It doesn't mean that it can't be exaggerated. But let's be truthful. By law, you should want somebody to investigate any allegations of abuse and neglect against the child, the elderly, mentally challenged adults. Because, see, this is where the argument comes in. You all blame CPS and organizations for not doing the damn job. But then when somebody called to say, hey, I've been noticing this little 3-year-old outside for 6 hours. Now somebody mad and got an attitude because somebody called. So which is it? You want the damn folks involved or you don't want them involved? And let's talk about children being left out playing by themselves. A lot of people say, well, I watch my kids, I do this. No, you don't. Because I look outside all the time and see kids walking outside and I don't see their mama. Their mama is in the house and they little bitty spiders. It could be a 7-year-old hanging with a 3 or 4-year-old or 2-year-old and she carrying them around. All it takes is for one person to say, come here, I want to show you something. Hey, come in here for a minute. Hey, I got a dog. Well, that's what I'm saying. Hey, I got a game. Woo, woo, woo. Now them kids are out of sight. And you can dispose of a child easier than you can an adult. And that's what some of you need to understand. And it's BS about watching your children 24/7. I don't believe that. And I'm going to go on and say it. I do not believe people sit and watch their kids all the damn time. And just like that lady who got up on the news, the sister, whoever, of Ryan Dean, who has 9 kids, there's no way in hell you can watch 9 kids at the same time. There's no way you can't tell me that one of your children couldn't have ran outside in the backyard, the front yard, without you knowing. You was in the bathroom, taking a bath, cooking, cleaning, in the laundry room, in your room, sleep, taking a nap. So think about that. Your back is turned at some point. And if you got 9 damn kids, there's no way you're going to make Angela think you sit there and have your kids lined up like little army men and you're watching them minute on the minute. What else you want to say, baby?
Yeah, y'all mean like I don't believe it either because eventually you're gonna be on your phone watching Instagram.
That's my point. 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 No way you got that many kids and you gonna sit up on the news and tell the news what they had them kids out in the backyard. Okay, it was cold, but you seen kids playing in the cold? I've seen kids playing in the cold. That ain't never stopped them. Every child has been outside in the cold. I'm not gonna sit here and listen at this. Because I know everybody's trying to put together, well, what they doing outside? And, oh, it was cold outside. You know damn well people have let their children go outside. They've let their children go outside with 3-4 feet of snow. And not out there with them. But we now know with this case, there's videos showing these kids probably have not been in their custody for some time. That has been uploaded to YouTube, showing them get in the van on the Sunday before the 21st, and it was only 4 kids. And I got a feeling when the rest of that DVR is uploaded, we're going to find out this goes back months.
But you know what? I just had a post today saying that they found the kids dead.
So Candace said she got a post saying they found the kids dead. I don't know if any of you in the chat can scroll over to see if you see anything like that. I didn't get any notification before I can't turn my device over with you on the line.
They were found dead in the motel in New Orleans. I don't know how true it is. I don't know.
What kids? What you talking about? Some other children?
I don't know if that has anything to do.
You don't know if it has anything to do with what we're talking about.
I don't know if them are the kids or different kids. I don't know, but they showed a picture of those kids that went missing in California.
See, I can't jump off my device, and I ain't about to fool with this other device to try to look up and see if I see anything. Okay.
Yes, I just watched it before you text me today.
Okay. So, is there anything else you want to say before I let you get off of here? Because I'm going to let other people call in on IG. If you want to call in to my IG account to speak to me and let everybody hear your opinion, you can call Big Sexy 71 on IG, and I will let you give your opinion about this case. If you would like to say anything, I don't have it to where I could do you on the monitor. I got the streaming thing, but I haven't set it up, and I ain't about to fool with nothing because I don't want nothing messing up while I'm going live.
I'm gonna let you know. I don't know how to hang up on Instagram because it's my first time using it.
Okay, well, you just hit the X at the top of the screen.
Okay.
Love you, baby.
Well, I love you too, and thank y'all for your time, and I appreciate talking to y'all today. I'm still gonna be on live though.
Okay, Candace is still gonna be in the chat. Sorry, Candace is still gonna be in the chat, but she's getting ready to hang up, and we're gonna let somebody else call me and give your opinion of what you think is going on in California. Love you, darling. Be careful, okay? Okay, bye-bye. Okay, everybody, I'm back. Yeah, California girl. Hold on. That's why I couldn't scroll over on my device because Candace was on that one, so I could see. You said you seen something about New Orleans, Miss Angela, but didn't know what it was about. Okay, well, I'm getting ready to go on my phone and look and see if I can see anything. Because somebody on Instagram has been sending me stuff, 4 messages. Hold on 1 second, you guys. I ain't seen nothing. I'm going to type this in. Okay, I'm going to go look myself. Ooh, I got too much going on. Lord, I need a 12 by something table because I can't do all this stuff. Let me see. I'm getting ready to Google now to see what comes up about these kids. Hold on. California girl just super chatted me. Thank you. Okay. Children found deceased in Louisiana. Children found dead in Louisiana motel. See, that's something else. That's three arrested after 1-year-old's death at downtown New Orleans hotel. That's not it. The parents of a 1-year-old dead Sunday morning in a downtown New Orleans hotel room are now under arrest in child's death. So that don't have anything to do with this case here. It was a drowning death of an 18-month-old. So that's not it. Okay, so we now know. The New Orleans case doesn't have anything to do with these children here. That's about a 1-year-old and a drowning death, and 3 people have been arrested. Okay, so if you want to call in to my IG account, Big Sexy 71, to talk about this case, please call me, and I will let people hear your opinion while we are on live. I have 48 in the room, 38 thumbs up. Thanks for joining me. That was Candace Jackson talking. Candace, I want to thank you for joining us and giving us your bio on your life as a child growing up in the foster care system and being adopted late in life, and your situation with your sister and your mother. I thank her for being on. I thank her for trusting me to bring her on here. And I wanted her to give her opinion because, you know, she's related to someone who happens to be arrested on the charges of murdering a child. Now, although she has not spent a lot of time with her sister, but she knows her and she is related to Dericka'S Brown, Candace Jackson. So it's a very troublesome situation. But I have explained this to you all because I know about the system as far as foster care and kids. I said this 1,000 times because a lot of people don't know, because if you've been raised by your parents all your life, how would you know? They don't want a lot of brown babies. They don't want to adopt brown babies. If they do, they want them as babies, just like white people. Mexicans, they want babies. And even though 4 to me is considered a baby, but it ain't a baby to somebody else. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like survival of the fittest, rolling dice. Who's going to choose me? Who's going to choose me? You know, why would a child want to be in foster care? Think about that. And that's what this case is about. The system. And yes, it's broken like everything else. There is nothing that is perfect, foolproof. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing is perfect. How can it be? Because you're dealing with human beings. And human beings make mistakes. Just like the parents. They make mistakes. But this case is weird to me because now I'm seeing a lot of chit chat on YouTube and comments from people. And I'm listening to a YouTuber say, and he was adamant about his commentary. He thinks that all the parents are involved. He thinks that Ryan Dean, Jacqueline West, and Trezell West are all in cahoots together. He finds the GoFundMe page set up by Ryan Dean as suspicious. He wants to know who she's trying to sue. The children have not surfaced, so who are you trying to sue? And I said the same thing about the suing situation. Who are you going to sue? The state took your kids. So how in the world are you going to sue? You have a GoFundMe page wanting $15,000 to pay for lawyer fees. But the gist of that is, who are you trying to sue? What do you need a lawyer for? Because we don't have the children visible where you can make a claim to say, I need a lawyer so I can try to get my kids. You think the mothers are involved. And that, let me see who said that. Candace thinks all the mothers are involved. Well, see, that's the thing about a story. You don't know who's involved. And it's not to be disrespectful to these biological and adoptive caretakers. Hottie Stuff says she don't believe the bio mom is involved. Okay. Is any one of you wanting to call the queen on Instagram, on video chat? I've invited you all to call me, and I will throw up a 1 to let you know somebody's on the line to do a video chat. That way you don't have to call the video chat while somebody else is talking to me to talk about this case. The law enforcement won't tell us nothing. I wonder why. Candace, you already know why. They're still probably investigating and trying to tie everything together so they can seal an indictment. They got to bring the charge first. And then after the charge comes the indictment. For those who don't know the legal system. Just saying. That's how it goes. You've got to have evidence to take to the DA. That's how a case works. Yeah, you want it to stick. You just don't want to just say, well, everybody think they did it, so we're going to arrest them. It doesn't work like that. That's small town justice. That's small town justice, where they just arrest you because what everybody else is gossiping and talking about. That's not the right way. Well, don't nobody like them no way. Don't nobody like her no way. Go and arrest her. That's small town honky tonk justice. No. Because they know that if they arrest you, something jump off and another person gets arrested or linked to the case, they have evidence that's solid. Now you've rung up the wrong person and now they can sue the city. Thank you, Cali. Yeah, everybody's you don't know these people. I keep telling everybody that. You know, everybody wants to get mad and say, don't say nothing about this person. Don't say nothing about this person. You can't tell nobody how to think. You can't tell nobody. First of all, I keep trying to tell all of y'all, you don't know these people. That's what you don't seem to understand. You just think this is an accident. You just think this is just some fluke that these people, thank you, baby. Thank you, Felicia. You just think this is some fluke that these people stood in front of the camera saying their children are missing, made a police report. You just think, oh, this is an accident. This is all make-believe. Well, some of it is. Some of it ain't. I don't trust nobody. I don't trust nothing with 2 feet. And if you watch enough true crime in the news, somebody like the people who got arrested, somebody like the people who got indicted. Got a caller in.